Thank you. I have been a Connecticut resident all my life, and I've served in this building for 5 years, and I have never been more proud of our state. To have an unabashedly feminist administration, to have respect for our allies like NARAL, Planned Parenthood, Connecticut Women's Education Legal Fund. These are bedrocks of protecting your freedoms. And currently, when the rest of the country is going in the opposite direction, Connecticut is moving further into equity, into enlightenment, into protecting marginalized people, and yes, that includes women, despite the fact that we are 51% of the population. There is currently an entire thread on Reddit of people talking about moving back to Connecticut, including former students of mine, because of our family-friendly workplace policies. And for those of you who don't know how far back this advocacy goes in Connecticut, it was in the 80s when Connecticut, on a state basis, passed family medical leave, and Rosa DeLauro and John Larson took it to Washington, and now it's the law of the land. Now we have, as the commissioner said, a paid family and medical program that leads the nation. Any celebration has inherently in it an understanding that there is more to do. And I want especially the young people who may be watching this to understand that it took hundreds of years to get to the point where we have the right to vote, where we have something that approaches pay equity, where women can own credit cards, which in my lifetime they could not do until 1973.
Thank you, Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
And I want the young people to do a couple of things. First of all, reject the inevitability that your rights don't matter and that they will be removed. And to put that in perspective, I want you to imagine for a minute if this country were full of all-female tribunals, local, state, federal, Supreme Court judges who were passing judgment on whether men could or could not, should or should not be allowed to have vasectomies. For example, imagine the hue and cry. Well, that is essentially what women are enduring, and we are doing it because there is this mistaken sense of the inevitable. So please push back on that. Secondly, please run for office and know how your elected officials stand on issues. All of the leaders standing behind me will fight to the end for your rights, but ultimately you must fight for your own. So please help us, because while we can say, not on our watch, it won't happen in Connecticut, it could if we are not constantly vigilant and moving that needle, and we need you to help us do that. Thank you.